Hey, good morning, eighth grade remote learners. All right, so this is the first lesson that we have. I'm going to try to post every other day, just like if you were in normal school, because we have block scheduling this year with the changes that we need to make. So I'll see the students in person every other day, and so I'll see you every other day. Still a good idea to check every day because there might be some other things that I might add in there. But anyway, my name is Mr. Mosca. I am the eighth grade social studies teacher in person as well. This is my 10th year teaching eighth grade American history, and I also taught six years of seventh grade all here in Epping. I hope that this is a good experience for you. I know it's sort of challenging, but please keep the lines of communication open so that if you have any questions, you can email me or you can write right in the Google Classroom, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Speaking of Google Classroom, this is what your remote learning Google Classroom looks like. So hopefully you've accessed that. I've already put in some different resources for you, some educational websites that you might enjoy from time to time. Typically, there I am again. Typically, this is what our lessons look like, whether you're in person or remote. It says what the unit is, which is called Very Necessary, and we're in lesson 1, which is all about reading graphs. One note is that usually when I use Screencastify, eventually, these are unlimited in length. Not that they're going to be hours long, but they might be, sometimes 15, 20 minutes long. But I haven't got the licensing yet. So the first video might only be 5 minutes. And if I get cut off, then I'll probably end up making a second one. So anyway, if I'm awkwardly paused, you'll just have to click on the second video. So the purpose of the first unit in the first lesson is just to go over how to read a graph, because I don't just want you to know how to read a graph, but also what sort of information can you pull from those graphs. So there's a few different graphs and data tables for you to look at. The first one gives you civilian unemployment rate. Okay, so it's shown right there. As you can see along the x-axis, it starts in 2000 and then continues even recently. And you can see that the higher it goes, the higher the unemployment rate, and the lower it goes, the lower the unemployment rate. And as you can see in the spring and in the summer, it spiked higher than it had ever been in just about the past 100 years. The unemployment rate measures the percentage of people who want to have a job but cannot find one. So for instance, when the unemployment rate was down to about 3%, that meant that only 3% of the people who want to have a job could not find a job. My daughter is 3 years old. She doesn't have a job. She would not be considered unemployed. A stay-at-home mom or dad would not be considered unemployed because you have to be actively looking for a job. And there are some questions that go right here, 1, 2, 3, that go along with reading that graph. Hopefully you're able to complete them. If not, that's okay. Just give it your best try. I'll check in, see how you did on Wednesday. And when I post my video for Wednesday, I'll also go over some of the right answers and some of the things that I hope you gathered from taking a look at it. We go on to B. Here's a data table here. It talks about percentage of adolescents, so that's like you, people 12 to 17, who receive preventative care, medical care. So that means like not an emergency. You're not going to the emergency room, but your checkups, maybe things like flu shots, things like that. It gives the top 5 states, and it also gives the bottom 5 states. So in Massachusetts, for instance, about 91% of adolescents receive regular medical care. And by regular, we mean within the past year. We go down to C. C is actually an example of a poorly made line graph. And I'd like you to take a look at it. And with number 7, explain to me why exactly it is, what makes it poorly made. We continue on. Now, it's kind of silly, but we're talking about condiments. So I bet you didn't think you'd be looking at a graph about hot sauce. But here we are looking at a graph about hot sauce. So this shows the growth of these different condiments from 2000 to 2013. So you can see hot sauce, mayonnaise, soy sauce, barbecue sauce, mustard, and barbecue sauce. And ketchup. So my first video is going to time out on me here. So there'll be a bit of an interruption, and then I will talk more about hot sauce in a minute.